Hey guys, Ray from defenseattorneynow.com. Today we're talking about utilizing email. And we're talking about utilizing email to individuals that you've previously represented, their family members that have come into the office and have also given you their information, and likewise consultations, people that came in and maybe didn't hire you, but you kind of had that rapport. This is why we strongly recommend that with your clients, their relatives that are helping that client, as well as your consults, be sure to get their email. So this are basically some basic tools how you can keep a warm relationship with these clients or these prospects without being interruptive in their lives, and just keeping you in the forefront of their mind whenever and if ever they ever need an attorney again. So basically, there are some cold email tools. There are some other tools that are for warm emails, but it requires verification that you have permission to actually email all these people that are more complicated. And if you can't prove it, they will actually kick you off their services. But these are much easier, and it doesn't require all that, even though you really do, for the most part, have their permission. One is Woodpecker. We are familiar with Woodpecker. It's got a little bit of challenges with adding images in there, but that's not going to be something that we need a whole lot of. It's fairly user-friendly. It's got very good analytics, and it also does something called warming up emails. But just keep that in mind. It's not as valuable as it used to be. Something called Reply.io. Likewise, these are definitely for the more advanced users. We actually tried them ourselves, as well as with Woodpecker. It's really more for a professional marketer, but if you are really technically savvy, you can definitely try this one out. There is Sales Handy, which the good thing about Sales Handy, we've also tried this one out, is that you can connect an unlimited number of emails. So just keep that in mind. That's good. But for the most part, for our positions as attorneys, we're not going to need that many emails. Hunter.io, likewise, we're very, very familiar. It's user-friendly, and the good thing is it will actually help verify emails to make sure that they're good emails so they don't bounce. And there's a reason why you don't want emails to bounce. Mailshake, it's got fairly decent reviews, but it's definitely more complicated on connecting it with an email account. We actually tried to do that. So just keep that in mind. You definitely want to be a little bit of tech. You want to have some tech savvy skills if you're going to try to do Mailshake. And then finally, there's also Snov.io. Likewise, it has a verification for emails, but doesn't have an unsubscribe button. And an unsubscribe actually helps deliverability rates with your email. So just keep that in mind. The two that we are most familiar with is Hunter, Woodpecker. We would strongly recommend them out there. But anyways, look around. Now, there's some of these challenges. Do not utilize your normal work email. You must obtain a separate email. Think of something like your website, whatever that is, -outreach.com. We talked about that on some of our other previous videos on how you can get that. Most of these services, with the exception of one of them, predominantly connect with Gmail, which is Google email, or Outlook, which is Microsoft email, through their servers. And it's done fairly easy. Gmail is probably a little bit easier than Microsoft. A lot of them can connect to other ones, but they're more complicated, and you're going to need some tech skills to do that. Another challenge is that when you get a new email that we talked about, that needs to be warmed up slowly, as in have some history of usage. Otherwise, the servers will basically declare that it's a spam and it won't be delivered. There's some warming services that have been out there, but Google is getting really good at blocking those and determining if those emails from these warming services are not real emails. So our suggestion is you get an email or two, just start emailing every now and then to other people, to your friends, maybe to some other attorneys or people that you know that will give you a response. Okay, but for the most part, you're going to be delivering, for our purposes, less than 30 emails a day. So it's really not even going to be a problem, but just keep that in mind. But even so, 20, 30 emails a day and that are spread out over throughout the time of the day shouldn't be an issue. And remember, there's some other challenges. Timing. These emails should be sent out sporadically over the course of a day, so they're not all at once. Otherwise, the servers will say that they're spam. You want to make sure that the emails are valid, which is what we talked about, because you don't want them to be bounced, or otherwise you'll be determined that email address will be annotated as becoming spam. And you likewise, I want to ensure that the content is valuable. You don't want to put a whole bunch of links, 1 or 2 links, maybe one picture. You don't want to put a whole bunch of them in there like that. And then ultimately, you can put your clients in those consultation emails and put them into these tools, and then they will be sent out via here over timing. And you can have it sent out, 6 months after they've been put on probation, or 30 days if they didn't hire you, or things like that, or hell, even on their birthday. So just keep that in mind. We are familiar with 2 of these. If you want, just give us a shot. We'll happily help you set it up out there and get y'all going so you can try to keep those relationships warm. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.